don't tell my mom this, but I lost a lot of money day trading. So she's not getting a Christmas present this year. So you guys probably know by the cover and the intro that, SLS, man, this stock on Thursday really squeezed me out. And at one point, the loss was a lot higher than you saw. It was in 5 figures. Don't tell my mom this. But I ended up, flipped long and made some back. Even though at the end, it's still a red day. It's a decent red day, but it's not a blow up or anything, but it definitely kind of affected my confidence and my mood through the rest of the day. And that's the reality of day trading that a lot of people are not prepared for. Just like the losses and the wins, they come hand in hand. And you have to be emotionally strong enough to sustain that. While $8,000 loss is definitely not fun, and I was a little bit frustrated about that. But it's one that I'm confident I can make back fairly quickly. So, but it was still pretty difficult at the time of trading. You just have to close your eyes and cut the loss. And like I said, when I cut the loss, it was a lot more than $8,000, and I made back some slowly. I did an emotional trade. The risk was one that I was willing to take, and I followed my stops. One of these low floats just came out of nowhere, and yeah, it's still kind of difficult. Even though today, Friday, I'm ending the day pretty green. But I think, at this point, after trading for, a while, and you guys will feel the same too, I think, the highs, you don't really feel any emotions about making money anymore. I don't feel happy today about making back a lot of the losses. But it's the red days that kind of hit you a little bit harder, because it's not just about the P&L on red days, but it's about the confidence hit, right? I definitely feel a lot more trigger shy today. I do use smaller size following a red day, so I'm following my rules on that. But I don't feel that rush of emotions and adrenaline on the win and on the green days. Doesn't matter if I'm up 1,000, 5,000, doesn't matter. But it's the red days that kind of hit your confidence more. That's kind of the reality of day trading, and it's definitely a emotions game. You have to be emotionally strong. You have to have a very strong sense of discipline, and do not go trade on tilt. So that's something, you kind of have to learn throughout, your years of trading career. And it's one that I'm pretty happy about. Even though I do still take losses, I do bounce back pretty quickly. So I'm gonna try to keep today's video short, just so I can take a break. It's been a long week, as you guys may be able to tell. SLS, this is a stock I got squeezed on yesterday. Today I did, I wasn't trying to revenge trade or anything. I did size down. And on the short side, I waited for the pops to 1450s, close enough. And I started scaling in, very small. I scaled in slowly, following my rule of sizing down, especially it's the same ticker that I traded yesterday. I was never emotionally trading this. Very good entries on my part, 1420s, covered some, and I'm shorting on the bounces. And once this breaks down, I'm adding on the downside here, $13, 1260s. We got some nice flush to 1160s and all the way down there around 1070s. I did try and go back and re-hit some very small size when I re-enter these trades. Overall green on the short side on SLS yesterday, but this was a stock that I was down, over 5 figures on the short side yesterday. Now, next stock is SNOA. It's also a short side trade for me. Now, this thing gapped up pretty much from $6 all the way to $15. So that's over 100% move on the gap up at the open, and that's the reason I was more short biased. But you also want to be careful because the stock is easy to borrow at a lot of the brokers. So, when I'm shorting these easy to borrow stocks, I want to be more careful. It's also a low float stock. I think it's about 2 or 3 million shares float. So I shorted on the way down, and I'm very fast to cover into the, not fast, I guess, this is a short from $13 down to pretty much, 1230s and 1140s, 1050s, all the way down here. I did go and re-hit some, but with very small size. So at the end, I did give back some profit on the short side on SNOA, but pretty much once it reclaimed the opening around this price, that's why I got out all of it. Did give back some profit, but I didn't want to get stuck in one of those short squeeze situations like SLS yesterday. So that's why I was a lot more cautious on SNOA today, and maybe a little bit too cautious, but I'm following my rules of sizing down and aiming for base hits after a red day. So I'm happy about this trade, even though the profit is smaller than it should have been. So still a lot of short trades today. VTVT, another one. This is a smaller one, just a scalp, nothing big, only a couple thousand shares. The loss on the day would be mRNA. Another small one, you can see pretty much break even over here. But one of the best and the most stress-free trades on the long side today is Disney. Now, I have said this before and I'll say this again. For those who are new or you're trading a smaller account, I would definitely avoid the small cap low float stocks, because those stocks, even though they look very exciting and everyone wants to play them because they're lower priced, because it feels like you can take 1,000 shares, 500 shares and grow your account quickly, those things are very unforgiving when you are wrong. And that's why I still think large cap trades, they are more stress-free and they tend to give you better risk reward. So like Disney, stock had positive news, breaking out to new all-time highs. Well, I didn't catch the bottom around 165s, even though I bought the breakout, technically, right? Bought the breakout of around 170s. The breakouts on large caps, they tend to hold a lot better. And that's why, longer here, small size for now, because, I am buying the breakout. And on the pullback, I added some more here, 171s. Even after this dip, back to the previous entry around 170s, it was fine because it's holding trend. Large cap stocks, they tend to hold trend a lot better, I think it's from yesterday's losses that a little bit more timid. So I did sell a lot more quickly. 172s, 173s. But that's with an average of $170.60. So that's very good profit. Even if you only have the account size to take 50 shares, that's still very decent for account building. So, that's why, the video I made before on building your account with larger cap or mid cap stocks, I still believe in that. The breakouts, they tend to hold. It's still just overall less stressful than the low float stocks. So nice long on Disney. I had another, small trade on Twitter. This one, I did get back. I got in around $50 down here, 50, 60s. Added some, after the profit taking, I sold into this. And I did try to go back here and that just didn't work. So turned out to be a smaller winner on Twitter. And you can see over here, I am ending the day green. Even though I did size down today, I'm taking base hits. This is just how I personally recover from red days. I kind of, break my confidence. I size down, I take the base hit, and I'm just executing my setups and my plan. And, I don't aim to recover my losses, but sometimes, I do because, I am, following my rules, following my routine. I'm not trading emotions, and I actually size down today. So, I'm happy about this. That's something I think that's very important to know as a day trader. It's more about following your rules, following your routine, even though you may have one red day, two red day, but it's important to, keep on practicing the same discipline. That's what's gonna keep your P&L trajectory to the upside. So yeah, it's been a very stressful week. I mean, just look at all the breakouts. No, I'm not talking about the breakout on SLS or SNOA. I'm talking about the breakout on my face over here. This is out of control, like seriously. But don't tell my mom this, but because of all these losses, she's not getting a Christmas present, birthday present, or Chinese New Year present this year. Now let's do some quick Q&A here. Raf Hit is asking, what percentage of your trades are done based on Trade Idea Scanner? Or do you still use Finviz for scanning? So at this point, I would say 90% of the stocks on my watch list are found from Trade Idea Scanner. A lot of large cap stocks like Disney would be from Briefing and Benzinga. And I have a video talking about those tools I use. Now, as for the Finviz, that's the free scanner, and I encourage all new traders to use, especially if you're trading a small account. You don't want to spend that much money on Trade Ideas or Benzinga right away, right? So that would still be great, and that's what I used in my earlier years, in the first 1 or 2 years. Next question, let's do a fun one this time. Nathalie is asking, you mentioned in one of your videos that you went to college. I was wondering what major did you study? So that's a good question. I have a funny answer for you because I actually went to college for film and VFX in California. So that's my area of expertise. And it's funny because those things nowadays you do not need to go to college for and stack up like 6 figures in student loans. If you are thinking of doing the same, film and VFX, don't go to college for it. You can do a lot of these online programs and online courses. You can take them for maybe $4,000, and that would be the exact same education you would get from a college, which I took for over 6 figures. So that's one thing out there for you if you're thinking of going to that field. And so needless to say, I don't really do my original line of profession anymore. Sometimes I still help out my friends with like indie projects, indie films, and indie games, but I don't do a lot of that anymore. And when I help them out, it's purely for fun. I'm working for like $20 an hour. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I just wanted to shed some light on the reality of day trading. You do take losses as a day trader. I take losses. It happens. You've seen me take red days before, and it's normal. What's more important is that you have the discipline and the setup and the confidence to come back and not revenge trade, and do not, have 1 or 2 days of red days lead to a string of losses. I think that's the more important part, and that's what's gonna separate a profitable trader from one that kind of trades on emotions and have roller coaster P&Ls. And before we go, just a reminder that you can sign up for free to attend my free conference. Well, it's not mine, okay? It's not my conference. It's Rainer Thiel's conference. It's called Traders Fest. But I am hosting a free talk next week sometime. I just remember it's like 5 a.m. on Saturday morning. So you can sign up. I'll leave the link below for you to sign up for free. You can attend live. And I hope you guys enjoy it. And please drop a like at the bottom of the video, and I'll see you guys next week. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the bad jokes. If you want to see more day trading content, make sure to subscribe and follow me on Twitter and Instagram for more. If you'd like to trade with me daily and get my free weekend watch list and trading journal, make sure to check out the links below for more resources. Stay green, stay positive, and I'll see you guys next time.